on Drury Lane.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, what a beautiful morning! And oh, what a beautiful day! It's another weekend morning on Drury Lane, and it's time to make the muffins! But oh my goodness, I'm late! I'm so late! I'm late for delivering these muffins that I just made! Oh, I wish I had just a moment. A moment to just breathe and settle my mind and let my body just go. But what about these muffins? You know, I think we should take a trip to Yoga Bliss. There, you can take a moment to breathe, to settle your mind and just let your body go. And enjoy slowing down. Do you ever let your body just slow down and appreciate all the activities and all of the grateful things in your life? Well, let's see how Yoga Bliss, just like Albany Peace Project, also concentrates on trying to build balance, acceptance, and peace within and without.
So my question is this: what if we all cultivated a profound respect for thought? What if we stopped looking at thoughts as impotent and started to see them for the powerful, formidable, creative force that they actually are? My name is Bethany Gagne, and I've been working in the field of biofeedback for the last 20 years. And through that 20 years of study, I have cultivated a profound respect for thought. Because thought has the ability to completely command your entire nervous system. For instance, your thoughts can command your nervous system to create these complex chemical cocktails that can lead your body either towards disease or towards health, towards depression or bliss, towards complete chaos or total mastery, all through the power of thought. So in biofeedback, we teach people how to use their mind, how to focus their thoughts to positively influence the body. So we teach people how to use their thought to lower their blood pressure, how to use their thought to avoid a migraine headache, even how to use their thought to increase blood flow to their hands and feet. For someone, say, with Raynaud's syndrome, you are all that powerful if you learn how to focus your thought correctly. Now, our thoughts don't just influence us, because our thoughts influence our moods. And what research has shown is the fact that our moods are contagious. They're absolutely infectious. There's a body of research known as social contagion research that tells us that we don't just influence the people that we talk to, but we influence people up to 3 degrees. Meaning that me talking to you right now is going to influence the friends of your friends' friends. Isn't that interesting? How much influence we have on each other through our thoughts. Now, biofeedback measures changes in the body based on our thoughts. And what we do is we teach people how to go into coherence. It's a state of deep calm in the body, where the nervous system is poised in a state of deep relaxation and yet profound alert awakefulness. And so the hallmark of this state called coherence is heart rate variability. And biofeedback instruments measure heart rate and then feed this information back to the individual. But what's been interesting is the fact that they found that heart rate isn't just measured on the body. It can actually be measured several feet outside from the body. And so basically, if someone comes into that area, that my heart rate can be measured on their brain waves. My EKG can affect their EEG. Isn't that fascinating? We have no idea just how much our thoughts influence ourselves and each other. But there is one organization, the Maharishi organization, that has done several research studies based on this one thought, this one hypothesis, that when people become coherent, they seem to have a positive effect on the entire population. And I want to share with you one of those studies now. This was a study done in 1993 in Washington, D.C. And what they did was they invited 4,000 people to come to Washington, D.C. and to go into the state of deep coherence. And they had a prediction that they would reduce crime by 22%. And so I'm going to show you the graph here now. As you can see here on the horizontal axis, those are the number of weeks. That's 8 weeks during the 2-month study. On the vertical left axis is the number of meditators going into coherence. It goes from 0 to 4,000. And on the right vertical axis, that's the percent drop in violent crime. And isn't this interesting? As you see that bottom line there, that as that climbs up slowly, that's the number of meditators. And then if you see the top line on the top, it starts to kind of come over and go down. You'll notice that at first it doesn't go down very swiftly, but soon it takes a sharp drop. That's the percent decrease in violent crimes. And what the study showed is the fact that there was actually a 23% decrease in violent crime when there were about 4,000 meditators meditating. And the maximum amount of decrease occurred when the maximum amount of people were meditating. Isn't that amazing? The possibility of this happening by chance were 2 in 1 billion. That's highly statistically significant. Now think about that. Individuals leading their body into this calm state of the nervous system and it having somewhat of a calm effect of the whole population. Now doesn't that make sense? I mean, think about how our bodies are created. However, the Creator, whoever created us so that we have all these different systems within our body. You know, our respiratory system, our digestive system, our endocrine system. And we were designed to have all these systems work together through a nervous system. Isn't that amazing? And yet, think about it, that maybe the intelligence that created us in that such a way would have continued that intelligent design so that those systems continued outward from us, so that those systems transcended the individual to a larger nervous system. Doesn't that sound completely plausible? Well, certainly there's more and more research suggesting that our intentions don't just necessarily influence ourselves, but influence the world around us. For instance, there's a woman, her name is Lynn McTaggart, and she was an investigative reporter, and she's studying all this research on intention. And she was studying about how intentions can influence plants and seeds, and she did several studies of those of her own. And she found such robust results that she was so encouraged that she decided to do some research studies on people as well. And she's done a total of 3 studies, but I'm just going to share one with you now in the interest of time. And that was a study she did on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And what she did was she invited people from all over the globe, from both Eastern countries and Western countries, to share in a thought, to share in one thought for peace for Southwest Afghanistan, thinking that that would be the one place on earth that both sides could agree. And so people shared this thought of sending peaceful intentions to Southwest Afghanistan for 15 minutes a day for 8 days. And there were many promising results of the study, but in the interest of time, again, I can only share with you one. And that is that there's a report done by the International Assistance Securities Force. And what they found, it's a mission of NATO, and what they found was that the amount of violent attacks actually went on the largest decline since the beginning of the war in 2001. The decline started in September of 2011 and went down for September, October, and November of 2011. The largest decrease in attacks over the 10-year war. Isn't that amazing? That as individuals became coherent within themselves, set positive intentions, and came together to think a common thought, there seemed to be this profound influence on the whole. Think about that. No troops needed to be deployed. No bills needed to pass committee. All they did was come together to share a common thought for peace. And there seemed to be this profound effect. Now, one thing we do know from this study as far as what really impact it definitely had was the impact on the participants. 70% of the participants felt greater peace themselves. 66% of them felt greater compassion. And over 50% of them felt a profound connection with other people in the study. both East and West coming together to share a thought. And then 45% of them felt profound connection with the people of Afghanistan, complete strangers on the other side of the world. And of the era participants, 56% of them felt more optimistic that world peace was possible. Do you think world peace is more possible now? Absolutely, because if we can conceive it, we can achieve it. Now, there's more research being done as well. There's the research of the Global Consciousness Project as well, and that shows that when people throughout the globe focus on a thought, there are some measurable changes. So we're getting some pieces of the picture. We're starting to understand who we really are, that we can vote with our hearts and make a difference, that we don't need to come together to agree on politics or doctrine. All we need to do is come together to eliminate human suffering, and we make an impact. And so what we've decided to do is we need to add more data points to this. I can't think of more important science that we need to leave for the next generation than this science right here. We need to leave breadcrumbs in the forest for the next generation to follow so that they too can understand that they can vote with their heart and focus their mind and make a change in the world. And so here in the Albany area, we put something together called the Albany Peace Project. And we're inviting thousands of people to come and to send positive intentions to the city of Albany. And we're going to be measuring changes in the Albany PD crime data as far as the number of assaults. And we invite you to take charge in that. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to get involved. This is research for the people, by the people. And so we're inviting you to get involved. It's really quite simple. All you need to do is think about something that you're passionate about, and then find people who are as passionate about it as you are. Find some data that you can measure, and then learn how to become coherent yourself. Learn how to send positive intentions, and then as a group send positive intentions and then measure any changes. If you need any help, Dr. Foldy and I will be there to help. So it's important that we all do this, that we leave this for the next generation. This research is for anyone who watches the news at night and feels that crippled, powerless feeling as they watch the horrible news. This research is for anyone who goes to sleep at night agonizing, worrying about a family member who's a soldier fighting overseas and wondering if they're still alive. And this research is for any parent who sends their child to school with that gut-wrenching pain in their gut, wondering if their child will be safe today in school from the violence. The one place we should all feel confident that our children are safe. This research is for you. So please, vote with your heart, focus your mind, and change the world.
Welcome to Yoga Bliss. Come on in. This is the lobby of Bliss. As you can see, Mary Claire, the studio owner, has done some beautiful painting, and it's very warm and inviting. There's lots of nice seating here, a reception area, always something to drink, tea or water, and if you had smell-o-vision, you would smell amazing essential oils. So we get together at Bliss every Thursday at 6 for a Schenectady Peace Project meditation, part of the Global Peaceful Cities Project that Bethany Gagne has started in Albany, and that's why we're here tonight. So I am a certified Kripalu yoga teacher. I've been teaching and practicing yoga for, my goodness, about nearly 30 years. And I sometimes sub at Bliss for Mary Claire. And about, I'd say last spring it was, I found out about a meditation leaders training. And I met Mary Claire at that training. So that was actually sponsored through the Global Peaceful Cities Project. And it was a 3-night training about how to guide a peace project meditation. And Mary Claire has very graciously opened her studio up so that we can do this meditation. We've been doing it since last July 2017, pretty much every week. And it's open to the public, it's free. You can certainly leave a donation if you'd like, but you don't have to. And sometimes we'll have 1 or 2 people, sometimes we'll have 10. So it's always a surprise. We never know exactly how many we'll get, but it's always a really heart-opening and soulful experience to kind of center ourselves, calm our minds down, go into the temple of the heart, and reach for those loving, kind, and peaceful feelings that are always there waiting for us to notice them. And then we send those peaceful intentions out to the city of Schenectady. So you may be wondering a little bit about what it means to meditate, or what meditation is all about. It sometimes it may feel sort of exotic or strange if it's not a part of your world. But really, meditation is just about quieting the mind and being in the moment. And you can do it so many different ways. You don't have to just light candles and sit in front of an altar on a cushion chanting Om. Really, you could wake up in the morning and instead of looking at a screen, just listen to the sounds of the kitchen while you're making your coffee, and the cabinet doors opening and closing, or the sound of the water, or the feel of the water as you wash the dishes. These are all forms of meditation. I think that it's easy to see how fast-paced our world has become and how easy it is to be mindless and just kind of numb out, and you might be driving from one point to another and not even remember, where you are, And I think that meditation brings us back to a place of peace and really paying attention and being grateful for the simple things. Really, it's just about stopping and feeling what's happening in your body, noticing your breath or imagining your breath, coming back to your senses, paying attention to sounds, to sights, to feelings, to aromas or flavors, and getting out of being really focused on future or past.
Yeah.
I never know. I was
Good vibrations.
So we're going to be meditating in the lobby because it feels, the bigger space feels a little bit cooler. This is a nice, warm, cozy space. And as you can see, we can see the city moving back and forth all around us. We can hear the city. And so that when it comes time to send our peaceful vibrations out, it won't be too hard to, imagine that that's actually happening. So. And you're new to it. You've never done this particular kind of meditation.
I have not, so I'm really psyched.
Yay.
I really am.
Okay, I'm psyched too. I'm so happy. And so I'll just explain a little bit what we'll do.
Sure.
So the coherence meditation is a 15-minute meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 minutes we'll center, and I'll guide you.
Good.
And then 5 minutes we'll go into our heart space, and I'll guide you. And it's just almost like a little quest, like a little pilgrimage into the heart. And just like when we meditate, we're kind of checking in with the body, noticing what feels tight or tired, what's achy, just not to change it or fix it, but just to be present with it.
Mm-hmm.
When we go into the heart, it'll be the same thing. Like maybe I was saying to Thaddeus earlier, I think the qualities that live in the heart are, when I look at my heart, there's usually resentment and judgment, which for me connects to tension in my physical body.
Mm-hmm.
And then so if it's in the heart, that's kind of like what I'm holding on to that isn't, it's kind of tight.
Yeah.
And then when I think about my physical body being sort of tired or worn out, in the heart, that energy is sort of like grief or sadness, And so, I'll just send you on a little vision quest through the heart, and we'll kind of let the breath kind of sweep away any dust, right, or clutter, and we'll open up the windows and the doors of the heart and let the light of our life force come in. And then we'll reach for those loving, peaceful feelings, and we'll kind of bathe in that. And then the last 5 minutes we begin to send it out.
And you tell us how to do
And I
that,
will
too.
tell you how to do it. And so I lately in my own practice, this is so many things connect in so many different traditions. And this coherence meditation reminds me of a Buddhist technique that you may be familiar with, metta, or that loving kindness.
Yes.
So in the Buddhist tradition, you give the loving kindness to yourself, and then you send the loving kindness out. So I'll be using some of that terminology as well. And then we can bask in it. So don't feel that when I say, okay, we'll Om at the end, and just, really, really bring it out. Feel free to linger. You don't have to get right up again. And just really listen and trust that inner wisdom of when it's the right time for you. So we'll hold the space for another as long as 15 minutes before we go back out into whatever waits for us. And I thank you so much for all your kind attention and all the places that you could have been tonight and all the things that you could have been doing. You decided to be here to do this. So settling into the seat. And the seat is a source of support. So as though you're in the arms of a loving presence, just settle into the seat. The support of the seat underneath you. And then the floor. And then the earth itself. And decide if your arms or hands want to be face up or down on your lap or your knees. And it's fine to wiggle or fidget as you need to. Don't feel that you need to stay perfectly still. You can close your eyes or let the gaze softly melt down to the floor and just hold a soft gaze. Now take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth with sound. Saying inwardly to yourself, I have arrived. I am free. And allowing yourself the freedom to be here now, in the moment, arising and passing away on the rhythm of each breath. Now scanning the body and noticing what you're bringing into the practice this evening. What feels tight or tired, tense or tender. And whatever you happen to notice about yourself, touch lightly. And know that everything is welcome here. And now begin to follow the rhythm of your breath, perhaps letting the breath drop down to the center of the body, maybe rolling the jaw and the mouth, and letting the tongue be heavy at the bottom of the mouth. Allow the lips to soften up. Breathing in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whatever feels more welcoming in your body. Noticing the depth and rhythm of your breath. Beginning to follow the rhythm of your breath as if you are watching a current in a body of water, moving downstream like a river, flowing to the ocean. And lighter. Hey, sweetheart, I want to get you.
My name is Joe, and during meditation today, I was able to let go of some things that I needed to let go of and relax. And I definitely could visualize the hard stuff and
Well, it is, I did just end my meditation, my first group meditation. And number one, it was beautiful. And it's very hard to describe. I think being in a group meditation is a very different energy. And that sounds very woo-woo. But people know what energy is, and I think if more people practiced meditation, they'd be able to slow down, feel less stress, more peace, and they'd have time for themselves and their families and their loved ones. And it's wonderful to be able to share with other people, in this way. It's very non-harming, non-violent, and loving.
Thanks for hanging out at Yoga Bliss Studio with us tonight for the meditation on loving kindness through the global peaceful cities. We're here every Thursday, 6 to 6:30, or even just come out and just check out the space anytime and say hi. No, I just really very happy to have been able to share this experience with you, and wish you peace in and out.
Well, welcome back. I'm still trying to bake the muffins. But finally, I think we're finished. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you would like to make an order or donate muffins to charity, then please go to the website listed below. With every muffin order, we donate muffins to the charity of your choice. I call it giving your dough to charity. I also encourage you to donate directly to the featured charity today by going directly to our website and getting their information. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on dancing through life by giving to others through love. Let me finish baking these muffins, and see you next time.